Hey. Yes. Still too big. Where is it? Okay, hey you guys. So I was just like thinking, I be having a lot of thoughts going through my head, and then sometimes it gets a little difficult to articulate them once I prepare to speak them from my head and put them in the physical reality. So, I am feeling incredibly thankful for me and my spiritual team and my environments and everything. I know that perception is one thing, but I incredibly feel, and I know my team has shown me that like other people's perception is in mine, and so it's in my reality. So don't allow it to define. So don't allow myself to be defined by it. I have like grown up in an environment where I did not know a lot of things. Like I had to kind of learn from scratch on what my boundaries should be, what a man's responsibilities were. Like I didn't grow up with a male role model around me. Essentially, I came across men that were cool and had different relationships, or they were caring, or like I saw men around me, but and it was like moments, right? But like steady examples, like everything, not everything, but a huge percentage of what I saw and interacted with were wounded masculines on some extent or another. And then also I had some amazing men around me, whatever whatever it was. Like that was how I viewed them. I put myself, I put some people around me, some males around me that were protective, that I was able to um, glean the protection and like the lessons and stuff that I needed. Like, oh, okay, like, oh, so this is okay. So I like this, and this is what should be expected. Like, my guy best friend used to like he would be running me down to open the door, and I just couldn't understand. I was like, I can open the door; it's not a big deal. But just like seeing men authentically move around me, um, in people, but like for whatever reason, this is about the men at this moment. I thought it was gonna be about everybody, but anywho, so just seeing like men maneuver around me, and and how like I learned what I wanted, what was acceptable. Like I saw a lot of what I did not want growing up, right? And even some years ago, I had this moment where a revelation where I was like, oh my gosh, if I would have just grown up in my biological family and those were the men that I had seen, that was the only type of man that I had seen, like I would have most likely the probability of me ending up with men like that and repeating a cycle, because I wouldn't have known like anything else. And even if I didn't like that or think I wanted it, like the limit exposure to my environments, that what was coming out. So that's kind of like I had that revelation years ago. And then, but I always said to people, I used to be like, like I didn't really know what to expect. I had to start off from scratch, but I never date the same. Like I never do the same thing twice. It might be a little different. It might be a lot different. I might level up in this way, and I'm still learning in this way. I was like, but I never date the same guy twice, right? I never fall for the same shit twice. And that's just what I used to say, like, okay. But for me, I was always appreciative of seeing my elevation, seeing like how I was seeing things. And the other thing is that like sometimes men thought they were taking advantage of me, I guess. But I really was just giving them a space to be. Like, I had to tell dudes all the time, like, I'm not trying to be your wife. I'm not trying to be your girlfriend. Like, I like you. Like, I'm feeling you in this moment. All right. Like, let's just see what happened. Like, cause the idea or the pressure of like somebody wanting more than me than what I like. Nah. Let me just see who you are, how you want to be, how you want to maneuver, how you interact with me. Like, let's just play these moments. Let's just leave these moments and go with that. Like, because if you come in and think it's an expectation, now you're gonna be moving this way or try, like your guards is up. Like, so that was the space that I was bringing, and I said to them, plenty of them, like, if I caught them in a lie, it was like, you don't got a lie to me. Why? I, this is the one place, like, if you've never had it in your life, this is the one place where you get to be whoever you want to be. Now, you can't physically cause harm or me or not to me or nothing, but like, you get to just be yourself, and I'm allowing you to be yourself. Like, I'm in this space because I am like whatever it is. So be yourself, because that's what I'm attracted to. And like, when I felt like they were inauthentic, that was like, that pissed me off. It was a lie, because like, you don't have to. And it used to be like, I don't want anything from you. And I remember my guy friend, like the best guy friend, telling me, he was like, I haven't felt that type of unconditional love since my mom died. Like, because everybody in the world wants something from me as a man. Like, women, they want to date me, or they want this. He was like, everybody wants something. He was like, but like, the what you talk about or what you be saying, like, I haven't experienced that since my mom. And he was like, and most men probably haven't. And that was kind of like when one of the moments where I realized like who I was, not just to masculine and men energies around me, um, that I was like interested in, or in that capacity romantically, but just like period. And not even just the men or the masculine energies, but like the feminine and the female energies too. Like, there was a space for you to be. Like, I literally offered a space for you to be and to show up how you wanted to show up. And for me, it was it wasn't a thought, because I want, like, I allowed you in my life, you allowed me in your life, whatever the dynamic, while we're still entertaining each other. Like, as a person coming into your life that sees how this life is, like, that sees the system, that sees your struggles, as the person that I care about, like, I automatically want to make your life easier. I want to just give you a space where you get to breathe, whatever that looks like to you. You don't want to talk to me for a month or two. Okay, like, I don't take it personal. It has nothing to do with me. Um, you don't want to hook up, like, you don't want to have sex for a couple months. Okay, like, it's a couple of times where I was like, oh, they must not enjoy sex with me. But then it was like, I don't care. Like, I enjoy sex with them. So when I do, it's cool enough. So I'll just go. I mean, whatever it is to them, they allow me, I can get it. So, but it would just be like, okay, so, but that's just not the space. Like, all right, you don't want to ask that. Like, I don't know, like, you don't want to connect with me. Oh, you don't want to go out. You don't want to, okay, well then, you don't want to talk. Like, so being in an environment where I felt super isolated, and no matter how much I let my desires and needs be known, there was just a inability or unwillingness, whatever it was, to really do anything about that. But for me, it always made me look inside. Like, why do I feel like I need from them? What do I feel like I need from them? And it just allowed me to heal some things that I needed inside. Now, granted, I had my moments where I was just like, hey, y'all, I'm still a being. Like, I need some connection. I feel really really isolated, really alone, like I need some connection, and then they would provide, me a way to connect and however I needed it. When it got like too unbearable, where I started feeling really alone, but as if I call you my friend, if I take my energy and merge it with yours, and you allow me to, like, we create a relationship. For me, I don't like, the world is creating a space of hardship, and like, it's not that, because we don't have to be here for real. And because I love you and I see what the issues is, my goal, my desire is to take a burden off of you, whatever that is. And so that was like my dynamic in relationships. And even if sometimes it hurt, or a lot of times it hurt, I love that person. And it wasn't just like I love them with my words. No, like, as somebody that I love, and I'm allowing myself to stay connected to, for whatever reason this connection is, like, I still want to be connected, even if you're not giving me what I need. Like, it's okay, because it's not always about me. This, like, I'm still being guided to give it to you, so this connection gonna stay open until, like, they tell me to close it. And that's just kind of what it is. And on the flip side, coming out of it, because now that it's like, okay, we have removed you from this environment, like, you have left the war zone, so let us show you everything that was really happening. And so as they showed me the layout of some things that I have walked through, I'm like, okay, cool, awesome. Like, wow, damn. So then it's like purging and releasing and accepting. But I know that I needed that for me too. So I needed to be exactly who I was in all those spaces that I was, because that was for a reason. And I needed to be exactly that version of me. And then coming out of it, like, it's like, let me show you the other side. Here's some more wisdom. Here is, like, you knew what was happening. We showed you what was happening. Like, you saw people for who they were, or you saw some stuff, but like, let me show you what it really was. And then it was like, oh, okay. And then I'm like, well, why y'all show me now? Because now you need this wisdom. Now you need that knowledge. Now you need to be able to recognize. Now you need, like, these are the boundaries now that you have in place because of that. This is why you're going to be different. And that's okay. This is what you look like. And I'm like, oh, okay. So, I just been in really a place of, like, gratitude and thanks for myself, my journey, and also just for for everything. Like, it's been a pleasure. No matter what anything else, no matter what anybody's intentions was, no matter what, like, it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure. I am so glad that I got to know and experience the version of me, that I got to plant the seeds, that I got to develop into me, that I got to explore so much and learn so much. I really am. That's going to be too much. Be so full. Let me take some of that out of there. Yeah, I'm really grateful for this heart of mine, because not only did I need it, like, my environment needed it. So, for every betrayal, for all of it, I appreciate it all. And I'm just looking at myself like, girl, you fucking awesome. Because I just been in survival mode all this time, and it's just been like, just holding the fort, holding my protection, holding my own, keeping up my armor, making sure I got my back, making sure that I stay intact, making sure that I stay alive, making sure that I stay pure and real to me. Like, but feeling alone so often in the zone, feeling like you fighting so often, But then, so I appreciated the times where I was able to let my guard down, where I was able to let my armor down a little bit, where I was able to get poured back into however that came. Just having places to rest, and even if it was scattered, different people, like, I'd be like, I surrounded myself with a village of people because I knew that I could get a little bit from each person. So I end up attracting a lot of people to me. And I got a little bit here, a little bit there. And it allowed me to make it through. Awesome like me. So, yeah. That's all. So, like, I just realized a long time ago that people don't, well, the definition of love that a lot of people carry, I don't rock with. But, no, and also, I understand why it is the way it is. And so, I can see it for what it is. I can, even if it's not nothing that I agree with, I know often that you probably giving me the best that you can. So, or that you want to. Because I used to always say, well, would you want, like, this is what I need. Are you willing, able, and are you willing and able to give it to me? And do you even want to? And that's what I used to add when I say I wanted something from people. That's what I would say, like, this is what I want, this is what I need. Are you willing and able to give it to me? And do you even want to? And will you? And then when somebody didn't do something, I would say the same thing. Like, I asked you for such and such, and you weren't willing. Either you weren't willing, able, or desiring to do it. Whatever the reason was, like, you didn't do it. And this is how I feel, or this is what it was. Like, because this is what it is. So I've been, like, always pretty communicative and expressive. And then I just waited. Like, and sometimes, because I could see you at your best. I see, like, I'm listening to you tell me your dreams. I'm directing, like, I'm telling you, like, you can do this, this, this. And you just like, oh, you so aggressive. Like, now I'm like, you mad. Like, now you fighting me. Now you offended or in your feelings. And I'm like, why we mad? Like, why you being pushy? How was I pushy? I just gave you the information once, and then I probably asked you if you checked it out, and because you wasn't really ready. Like, you wasn't really gonna do nothing. Oh, okay. And that's fine. Like, just say that. You don't act like I'm the problem. The stories I have. The stories I have. Because one thing I did is what the hell I wanted to do when in dealing with men. Especially after I got away from the church. Like, the church kept you in that. I still was doing, well, I always did what I did. But when I was in church, the church kind of keep you, like, feeling like I felt more guilty. I was still doing it. Like, I juggled with multiple guys most of the time. Because you ain't my boyfriend. Like, I probably only got a couple exes in my mind. Like, couple exes, couple people that I actually consider myself in a relationship with. Anything else, we was just talking, having sex. We was cool. We was chilling. We was whatever, like, whatever it was we was doing, that's what we was doing. And it didn't really need no label to me. Everybody was cool. Oh, you cool? Oh, you cool? Oh, you know, I like him. Oh, no, he don't got no name yet. He just got a... Oh, you talking about Canada? Oh, you talking about... Oh, Atlanta. Oh, the singer. Like, I don't know. But I understood. I had a very clear understanding of the love that I embody and the love that I want to give, can give, my desire to give, and to be in a certain relationship dynamic, and because of that, I knew that it had to be protected. I knew everybody and most weren't valuable. Oh, sure. Thank you. Um, but most weren't. Like, I knew that, like, looking around me, and the ones who I was attracted to, it was like, let's see what this does. And before, like, when I was still like in church, and before when I was on that doctrine, I felt like, oh, we gotta like, I gotta get married. You gotta be my husband. If we dating like this, like when I was dating with a purpose, shit, like actively like that shit was a disaster. Now I'm putting pressure on you, and I'm putting pressure on me, and like, I'm trying to fit this relationship dynamic into something. I'm trying to make it something because I feel like I need to get married. Bullshit. Once I got out of that mentality, and once I was like, hey, why do I even have to be married? Like, yes, I want to be connected, but like, and then it was not, it was like, what is that mean? Like, I want to be married. What do that mean? I've seen a couple married folks, and they ain't like, I don't want that. I don't want that. Like, oh, I don't want the marriage. I want to be connected. Like, and if it leads to marriage, like commitment to that extent or whatever, but I'll just start feeling like, nigga, that ceremony or whatever, like that might be for public declaration. That might be because we want to express it to the world, but like, I don't need that to be who I am. Like, we gonna already be what we gonna be before we do that. So it wasn't a like, now you have to fit in this role. Let me see who you are. Like, let me just see how you gonna operate. And so I just allowed people to be the space to be who they were gonna be, and because I was okay. Like, yeah, I like you. Yeah, this might be looking like this, but I'm okay being alone. Like, yeah. So like, I'm at this level, and if you come in and we not going here, then it's no point. Like, I'm cool here. I've been alone for a very long time, and I love my space. And yes, I want this, but not at the expense of this. And then once I got to the place where I was like, I'm okay if I do not have children. Like, my life is great how it is. And like, I can live an abundant life now without a man, without a child. Like, my life is abundant now. Would I desire these things? Yes. And if you decide that it's not my lifetime to have them, then I'm gonna be like, I'm not going to be miserable. Like, I have created a life that I can live. Either like, I can just go with the flow, and that's how life became for me. And once you live in that state, you see people different. Because my stuff not attached to you. Like, I know what I asked for. I had to tell a dude that. Dude was like, I don't know, he got making some comment to me, and it just wasn't sitting right. Like, because he was uh supposedly wealthy or whatever, and we would just be talking, and he said that wasn't how he meant it, but then he would say something like, if we ever split, like, the guy, like the next woman that I have is going to be like 10 times better than the guy that you have, because like, it's way easier for me to get, for it's a way more quality women out here than men, essentially. And like, I think after the second time, if it was like the second or third time that he had said it to me over a span of some years, and that last time, and each time it never sat right with me, and that last time, that shit bugs me, because however he may have meant it, how I received it, and how it felt in my energy, was that like, he was saying that um he was probably the best that I could get, or something similar. Like, even if that wasn't what he was saying, like, that's how it was kind of like rubbing me along them lines. And he was like, because he was like, I know what I bring to the table. I know this, I know that. And I'm just listening. I'm like, okay. So the first thing that was weird to me each time was that, like, see, I don't have a comparison. Like, the whole comparison was weird to me. Because I hope that the next, like, I hope if we don't work out, if this don't go how I think it's going to go, I hope that the next person you get with is fucking awesome. Like, because I care about you. Like, I didn't stop caring about you because we decided to not pursue on this dynamic. Like, I love you and I care about you. I want you to be happy. So it's not even a comparison to me. Like, first of all, I don't compare nobody to me anyway, so I couldn't understand that. Like, comparison ain't my thing. Like, you gonna have a whole other energy. It's gonna be a whole nother woman, and I'm not even gonna be thinking about, like, I ain't thinking about y'all. So, like, either way, I want you to be happy. Even, like, I don't want to be with you because you could possibly be my husband. Like, I actually enjoy you and I like you and we have the same back. Like, it's other reasons that going into why I think that you are a possible person, right? Like, so if we, and I'm dating and I'm allowing you in this space and like whatever. So we get to this point where we committed to this place, like where we have made up our contracts and whatever, had our ceremony, whatever we choose to do, and decided that we was building a family and did all of this. If something happens and we decide that we no longer going to work in this dynamic again, why the fuck would I not, like, why would I wish anything else but happiness for you? Like, that's not how I operate. That's weird to me. Like, so of course the next person you gonna get with me after being with me, first of all, is going to be fucking awesome because you have a certain expectation. And so that was one thought. And then my other thought was just like, so it was just like, okay, that's weird. Like, why would, and then my other thing to him was like, hey, let me explain something. No, I was like, oh, that's good. Like,